Hello and welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting stream on the Just Baseball Network. My name is Peter Apple. I know we're a little bit laggy. They can hear me fine. And I'm just trying to be here to give you some MLB winners. Can I get a bang in chat for the Royals? 3 straight. We hit them yesterday. Hit them again today. How about it? Clap it up. How about it? Royals money line. Bang. I feel bad. Only put a half unit on it. It's always that thing when you hit a half unit bet and you're like, oh, I wish I put more on it. But yesterday we lost a half unit bet. And I'm glad I put a half unit on it. So it comes, it goes. Christmas, subbing with Prime, out of baby. Thank you for coming up, guys. I know there won't be that many people here. I know it's the dog days of summer, but there is money to be made, and we already won it on those Kansas City Royals. Producer Cohen, do you think it's the Royals getting hot or the Mets being poverty? That's what we were debating in the studio before we went live. Is it the Royals being and come on screen, show the people. Is it the Royals being poverty, or is it the Royals being hot, the Mets being poverty, or both?
I was going to say, can it be both?
It can't be both. It can't be both.
I don't even want to talk about it though.
So Producer Cohen does have a pick for us today. Of course, I got my 2 picks, 2 underdogs late night, and I'll explain them because they haven't gotten a lot of love today. But I'm locked in, and I'm about to deliver these. Are you ready? Of course, we got a home run pick. I'm already locked in on one. And then we got Javon coming on. We got Gino coming on. We got Colby. We got Aram. We got MidMage Matt. We got a good show ahead of us here today. Pandemic just subbing on a 4-month streak. What a stud. Had a baby Pandemic. Royals making a playoff push, Pete? It's both. I think it's both. Just fade the Mets the rest of the year. Royals getting swept this weekend. Phil Zutley, you might be right. Phil Zutley, my one regret, shout out Phil Zutley, my one regret is not having you on the stream. Because Phil Zutley is sharp. And I messed up. Phil Zutley, because I want you on next year. I know you're sharp. You know you're sharp. And that's my biggest mistake of the year. Go follow Phil Zutley on Twitter. Dude is a wizard. I wish we had Phil Zutley on the show. That's on me. You're probably right, but the boys are hot and Phillies are frauds. All right, let's do a quick recap of yesterday. Oh, yeah, Pikkit link. You guys know this. This is brought to you by the Pikkit Sports App. We know that. Sync your sportsbook. Use code Peter. And Brandon, our amazing graphics guy, is unfortunately on vacation, so we couldn't whip up the great graphic for the leaderboard. But, of course, we have it tracked in Excel. Javon, still the leader, even though he lost Reds money line yesterday. But he's back today. Gino, great day from Gino, even though he wasn't able to come on stream. Vaults up, I think, what did he make? 3-4 units yesterday? Your boy's still in third, battling. Ollie's still been a beast. Jake, shout out Jake. He just got a new job. DeGen, Anthony. Anthony had a great day yesterday. He was the leader of the stream. And is now in the green. Ben, not mid-major Matt. I got to say, this leaderboard looks a lot better than it used to. Ollie stock on the rise? Absolutely. Did I miss your thoughts about the Rizzo news? I'm going to keep this short. Anthony Rizzo was playing first base, and Fernando Tatis Jr. starts running down the line. And they collide. You can tell. Producer Cohen, is he fixing the camera? Okay, I'm good. And they collide. He looked a little gingerly, right? And ever since then, in June, July, it's been the worst I've ever seen Anthony Rizzo play on the New York Yankees. He just hit the IL for a concussion because of fogginess, and they say it links back to that injury. I mean, how is this not the worst medical staff in Major League Baseball? How can you do that? Concussion. It's not a hamstring. It's not a quad. It's not a shoulder. It's in your head. 2 months before he went on the IL. 2 months with a concussion. I feel bad for Rizzo. It's on the Yankees, just like it was with the deadline. Incompetence. Be better. But you could say the same thing about me. I got to be better. But we did win yesterday, and we won a Royals Bank today. Let's keep the momentum going, and let's do a quick recap of yesterday. Kansas City Royals plus 165? Plus 165? I'll take that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think really anybody was on the Royals with me yesterday. Nobody believed in the Tropes. Tropes get hot. Rizzo may have not said anything. Bizarre situation. He might have said something. Even if he didn't, at least take him to go see a trainer, right? Look at all these people. And today, let's go. Books got burned last 2 days on the trophies. We took them every game of this series, and they swept them out of the building. But we did lose on that over yesterday, and Giants versus D-backs, not going to sugarcoat that. Of course, I wish I put more on the Royals today. Well, I'm glad I didn't put more on that under yesterday because it was only a half-unit play. Diamondbacks scored 2 in the first inning. Bats went cold. Giants did their part because the Diamondbacks never really got going. But let's go through these. Let's start with the loser. Let's just get the loser out of the way before we hype up. So we got Logan Webb on the mound. Obviously, I was a little bit nervous. But there was a run scored. First inning, right? Corbin Carroll leads us off. I thought this over, I was like, oh, yeah, this over was perfect. I wish I put more on it. I mean, a 2-0 lead. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., a couple base knocks here. I honestly thought that was going to get by him. And then he got thrown out. And I mean, just a disaster. But then, shout out Slade Giacone. He didn't even look that good, though. It's just, you know how I said yesterday the Giants and the Diamondbacks 2-8 towards the under? I did not think Giacone pitched all that well. He's going to be a guy who will probably look to fade moving forward. But, I mean, that was disgusting. I mean, that was a disgusting pitch. But, just rolling over on, a fine changeup, that's down the middle. Just rolling it over. I mean, that's more just these two teams are just not hitting well. But then the Giants really start to add on, and that's what I thought was going to happen. If you told me the Giants were putting up 4, I would expect the Diamondbacks to do the same, right? DeGen was on Diamondbacks plus 1.5. We expected their bats after seeing him 3 straight times, and the Giants started scoring runs. But ultimately, just wasn't enough. I mean, look at the Giants here. Ring around the rosy. I mean, you could have scored on that. Let's be better than that. I mean, he could have scored on that. I mean, what are you doing, Brandon Crawford? Runs on second and third. A lot of opportunities here, folks. A lot of opportunities. I wouldn't qualify this as a bad beat, but I don't know if it was a bad bet either. It was just a bet that I bet on that didn't hit, I think. It wasn't really a bad beat. I don't think it was a bad bet. I think it's just a bet that lost. Is that fair? Hey, shout out everybody in chat who had the Rangers on the run line. Shout out chat. I don't have that. Hell yeah. Kids are hot right now. Let's talk about the Royals bang. Cole Reagans, what did I say, people? The Mets can't hit a lefty. Cole Reagans didn't even look that good. I mean, that's a horrible pitch. Watch this pitch. Look at this pitch. Ouch. I wish you guys could hear producer Cohen just go through this with me. The Royals just piled on, right? What did I say about Senga? I said the righties at the top of the lineup, we're going to get to him early, even though he's been good. But how about Michael Massey? That's what we needed. We just need one of these lefties to pile in. And Michael Massey was that guy. And then the game was over. Producer Cohen, do we even need to go through the rest of the highlights? The Mets didn't score. Producer Cohen, we don't. We have another minute of highlights. I just want to play them so producer Cohen can watch back and me just see him in pain right now. Right? The game was over. I don't even give credit to this Royals pick. That was on the Mets. It's not on me. That was a good pitch. I mean, but be better. It was never a strike. Yeah, I mean, Lindor, then this from Salvi. I mean, the Mets just had no shot this entire game. See, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are the Royals just on fire, or are the Mets really, really this bad? Deepski just subbed. Thanks for the Royals, Weeder. You're a stud. Thank you, Deepski. Someone said Mets are shiny White Sox, and that's so true. I did say that yesterday. They're just the shiny White Sox. I mean, what is that? I was watching Barbie, so I couldn't even watch this game, so I watched the Cadets game in the morning. I was just laughing. I mean, all right. Bruce Coates, good on that. Royals bang, plus 165. Royals also swept the Twins. Don't forget. And I'm not forgetting. Remember when we were on Royals versus Twins? Just saying. Barbie review. Yeah, let's do it. 6.5 out of 10. I'll do this quickly because we want to get to the bets. 6.5 out of 10. I thought it was very little kitty. Like, I like the messaging. I also didn't understand why everybody thought it was so political. Now, I'm not someone who ever talks about politics, so I'm not going to get into it. But when I watched it, I didn't come away being like, oh, that was political. I didn't think so. You could think whatever you want, and I don't want to disagree with you. I just want to talk ball. I didn't get that. But I didn't love the movie. I thought it was a very simple plot. Like, nothing happened. I'm not going to ruin it for you if you want to go watch it, but like, nothing really happened. What I will say is Will Ferrell was hilarious. Every single time he came on screen, he was hilarious. I thought Gosling did a good job. I thought Margot Robbie did a good job. It was a very easy watch, entertaining. Kind of, I agree, from CJ Dane, pretty mid, TBH. I kind of agree. It was like, okay. It's pretty good. It's okay. How about the Votto home run call? How about the Votto home run call? How about it? Atta baby. All right. Let's talk plays, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk plays. And we're going to start in St. Louis. Nope. Cardinals money line is plus 125. He'll change it right now. We're good. But it did drop. So let's talk about it. So this line immediately shot out at me. When I bet this last night, I thought the Twins were such a trap. I will rarely discuss trap lines because I think it's an overused term, but ever so often we get them. And I think this one fits the bill. I'll tell you why. Twins, right? Better team, better record. They just lost, right? Everyone's like, oh, the Twins are going to bounce back. They just lost. They won the first game. They're going to win this series against the Cardinals. Look how bad the Cardinals are, right? The best pitcher on the mound, Sonny Gray, is their best pitcher, especially because Joe Ryan just gave up 7. He gets put on the IL. But they're short favorites? I bet the Cardinals money line for multiple baseball reasons, and we'll get into it. But we saw some reverse line movement. Go check any splits you can find. I love checking Pikkit splits. Guess where the money is? You guessed it, the Minnesota Twins. But the line is shot down 20 cents. The Cardinals have been a better team this series. They were in it until the end in that first game. Remember when they lost 3-2? They even scored a run off Yohan Duran in the last inning. So if it does get close here, at least they have that pedigree where they did score a run off Duran in the last inning. Both teams in that 3-2 game were separated by 0.1 of expected BA points. Very close game, 3-2. Then the Cardinals came in and trounced the Twins, won 7-3, even though it was Dakota Hudson versus Joe Ryan, and they beat the living crap out of them. The Cardinals are on a similar path to the Royals. Not quite as hot, but the bats are hot. They have a 108 WRC plus against right-handed pitching over the last 2 weeks, same as the Royals, and they face Sonny Gray today. So Sonny Gray has a similar problem to Brady Singer, even though Brady Singer threw an 8-inning shutout today. But, of course, different matchups, and the Mets are poverty. Sorry, producer Cohen. Mets are poverty. It's okay. So Sonny Gray, kind of similar to Brady Singer, 30th percentile in hard hit rate. Brady Singer's in the first percentile, but what's Sonny Gray's problem this year? It's hard hit rate, which is why his xERA and Sierra are 4.02 and 4.2 run respectively, right? FIP, xFIP, they don't take into account hard hit rate. I care about how hard you're allowing contact. That's why I'm an xERA guy. I'm a Sierra guy, skill interactive ERA. The Cardinals rank 8th in hard hit rate in that span, and they've seen Sonny Gray before. Over 102 plate appearances against the Cardinals' current roster, his quality of contact numbers are way below average. He surrendered a 346 xWOBA, 473 expected slug. Also, the Cardinals' offense just way better at Busch Stadium, right? Posting a 776 OPS at Busch this year, 747 OPS on the road. They're also in their better split overall this season against righties, 763 OPS versus 754 against lefties. So it's not much, but they have performed better against righties this season. Now, the question is, because you're saying, well, Peter, you're making me bet on the Cardinals. Matthew Liberatore is pitching. Exactly. What is he going to give us? It's really hard to know, but there are a few areas that make me think that he can be effective today. For one, he's coming off a solid start in AAA. 5 2/3, 2 runs, 5 Ks. It's pretty good. I mean, I'm not putting much stock into it, but at least he didn't get bombed in his last start in AAA, right? He's also had a clear home road problem when he's been in the bigs this season. In 5 outings at home, rocking a 3.38 ERA. It's very good. 4 starts on the road, though, 11.48 ERA. Makes sense. Rookie pitcher, right? Likes being at home. He's at home today, and he's held lefties to a 741 OPS compared to righties at 952. Now, I haven't seen the lineup yet, so correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Buxton is playing today, which is a pretty impactful righty, even though he sucked. But I still would prefer he's not in the lineup today. So remember when we were talking about Mariners Twins, how I was talking about, I like the Mariners and or I like the Twins, but it's basically because the Twins have a lot of lefties in their lineup. At least Libby is better against lefties. So let's talk about this Twins lineup. The Twins are a dumpster fire against lefties. Over the last 2 weeks, they have a 34 WRC plus. You heard me. 34 WRC plus. That is dead last by 13 points of WRC plus. Since July 1st, they ranked 24th with a 79 WRC plus. Horrible. 100 is league average. Since the season began, they're the second worst offense in Major League Baseball against lefties, only above the Rockies. Liberatore is not good, but I'm telling you, this is his easiest matchup to date based on the numbers. And he's done pretty well against teams that struggle against lefties. Milwaukee, San Francisco, and Cleveland are all slightly better than the Twins against lefties. And Liberatore has seen all 3 of them. In those 3 starts, how'd he do? 16 innings, 6 earned to give him a 3.37 ERA. So he's good if your team sucks against lefties. And the Twins are the worst offense against lefties that he's faced. Now, Cardinals bullpen is scary, right? We've been on the wrong side of them before, but at least they're well rested. Palante should be able to go. Like, no one's thrown more than 17 pitches in the last 3 days. Fully rested bullpen. You could argue, well, even fully rested, they're not any good. Fair, right? We're betting on an underdog here. Not everything's going to be perfect. I'm willing to risk it. Now, it could bite me in the ass, but I'm willing to risk it. And what if I said over and over again, ladies and gentlemen, what if I said over and over again about the Twins bullpen? And we've seen it play out every single time. What do the Twins do? We're going to see Durand and Jax and Dylan Floro if they're winning. If they're winning, we probably lost anyway, right? Because that means Liberatore probably got blown up somehow, which not somehow, it could happen. Then they're going to throw their best bullpen arms. If they don't, we're going to see Balasevic. We're going to see Giovanni Moran. Caleb Thielbar 3 yesterday, Emilio Pagan. Like, I'll take my chances there if the game's close. And then if the Twins pull away, they're going to put in their good bullpen arms. But what I will say is, remember, why I brought up that point about how the Twins and Cardinals were keeping it close in their first game, they did score a run off Durand. And if they see him again, like, I like our chances. I do. Right? Another stat that shocked me, just to tie a bow on this whole thing. Cardinals are 33-14 as underdogs this year. 33-14. Guess what the Twins are as favorites? 30-44. I made the Cardinals plus 105 in this game. And I love to see that, right? When a line comes down to exactly what I make it, plus 105. So, but it's exactly what happened in this Royals game, right? Didn't see basically any value. Saw 10 cents of value. So I was like, all right, it's worth a half unit. So now at plus 105, wait, it might have gone back up. I think there was some buyback. Let's check BetMGM. I just want to see a current price. I remember seeing it go all the way down to plus 105. I think it went back up, which makes sense because 110. So if I was looking at plus 110 right now, as I'm sure you guys are, he's out of the lineup. Good. Flaherty's dealing. Yeah, it's actually awesome. If I was looking at plus 110, it'd probably be a 0.75 unit bet for me. Now, but if you like the pitch, throw a unit on it. Like, I have a unit to win 1.25. I'm just telling you because I don't ever want to be the guy that's like, line move, just still chuck it. No, I bet on value. I bet based on the lines. At plus 125, I saw 20 cents of value worth a unit bet. Now, I would only see 5 cents of value. Still worth a half unit for me, 0.75 units, not a unit bet. So if you want to bet exactly how I would bet it, if I saw plus 110, I would put 0.75 units on it. That's also me coming off the Royals game. And if you're betting exactly how I would have, you probably tailed Royals. So you're probably up anyway. Up to you. Up to you. But if I'm just saying, if I saw plus 110 right now, it would be a 0.75 unit bet. What I will say is Gino's going to come on and pitch the Cardinals. May make you want to do a unit. Up to you. All right. Let's talk Mariners. This one's a little bit tougher. It's going to be a little bit tougher to convince you. So, in my article, I accidentally put Sonny Gray versus Matthew Liberatore. The pitching matchup is Brian Wu versus Shohei Ohtani. It's a bad spot for the Angels. Producer Cone. It's a bad spot for the Angels. I blame the people that made the MLB schedule because it's not the Angels' fault. The Angels flew from Detroit to Toronto to Atlanta without an off day in between. Already bad schedule. They played 9 straight games and now have to fly from Atlanta to Los Angeles without an off day. Now, the travel mixed in with facing a division rival put them in a really tough spot. It fits a massively profitable system, right? And I didn't actually know the numbers on the system. I've kind of just been playing it, and it's always been profitable for me long term, right? Doesn't come up that often, right? This is over a 10-year sample. It doesn't come up. Like, there's not often teams play this many games in a row then have to travel across the country and play a division rival. That doesn't happen all that often. But when it does, like, we're going to pounce on it. This system is called fading teams off travel / division games. It's an Action Network. Shout out Action Network. It's an Action Pro system. Sounds good, right? Teams traveling across the country, traveling at all, facing a division rival as a home favorite. That makes sense that the road underdog might win that game, especially in division. Here's the system. Over 145 game sample. The underdog has won at a 52% rate, going 76 and 69 with an ROI of 17%. Don't worry about the 52% mark. Because if I told you that underdogs, like let's say I said before the season started, I told you, I can guarantee you every underdog is going to hit at 52%. You would be up so much money. Honestly. You took every underdog of the board, and I said 1 every 2 is going to hit. Like, right? Tonight, if we hit Cardinals or Mariners, we go 1-1, we're making money. So that's what I'm saying. So 52%, I saw in the book of chat. We were like, 52% is like a coin flip. Don't look at that. Look at the ROI of 17%. Netting 25.13 units. So if you never made another baseball bet ever again and only tailed this system, you'd be up 25 units. Based on that alone, it's a good spot to take the Mariners, right? But we never, that's a lie. We do kind of blind tail systems. And to be perfectly honest with you, this is the system I'm taking. You don't have to take it, but I take this system. And of course, where do you think the public is? Angels and Ohtani. It also makes some sense baseball-wise. Not a ton. It's plus 140 for a reason. Brian Wu has a 3.51 expected ERA compared to his 4.96 ERA. And as you know, I'm a Brian Wu truther. But the reason why being a Brian Wu truther has been very challenging is his clear issue with lefties. You see all these Ks, right? It's all against righties. It's all righties by you, right? I was against the Angels too. Let's another righty, right? Let's go. I'll bet you $1 million this next one is a righty. Oh, I just lost $1 million. All right, now back to I got to Venmo you, Cohen. I just bet you $1 million. I'm a man of my word. I don't know if it'll accept it. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was actually, there was one lefty and I said, I'll bet you $1 million. Okay, let's get back to it. So Wu is not going to face many tough lefties today outside of Shohei Ohtani, considering Mickey Moniak is day-to-day. Now, he might play. Not 100%, though. Shohei Ohtani might dominate to the point where it doesn't matter if the Angels' bats are slow. And now I'm slightly biased. And I was telling Colby, he was on the couch here, and I was like, so I really like the Cardinals and I really like the Mariners today. But if Ohtani throws like some 9-inning shutout or like 7-inning shutout, like we have his under ERA in our prize picks entry, am I going to be that upset? Not really. Like that he's lowering his ERA. But I wouldn't. That's just a cherry on top. That has nothing to do with the bet. Still would have made the Mariners bet regardless. I'm just saying if the Cardinals win and Ohtani throws a 9-inning shutout, like, I'm okay. I made money on the picks, and like Ohtani lowered his ERA. But I don't know if he's going to lower his ERA today. The Mariners' offense has been better against right-handed pitching than the Angels have, and they've been better than most teams since July 1. Since July 1, the Mariners sit with a 119 WRC plus against right-handed pitching, with the Angels at 109. Over the last 2 weeks, Mariners ranked 4th in WRC plus at 122. Angels ranked 10th at 109. So as of now, the Mariners are a better offense than the Angels are. Now, again, I'm not an idiot, right? I'm not a moron. I'm totally aware that Ohtani is better than Brian Wu. And Ohtani is coming off a 9-inning, 1-hit performance against the Detroit Tigers. Now, the Tigers and the Mariners are separated by 40 WRC plus points against right-handed pitching. Let's see him do it again against a rival who have seen him plenty of times. Now, the Mariners, of course, have the bullpen advantage, right? They've proven to have a top 5 bullpen by most statistics all season long. And it makes me feel comfortable enough to back them in the later innings. And the only Mariners bullpen arm that's not going to be available today is Trent Thornton. Don't pretend like you know who Trent Thornton is. I barely know who that is. He's not going to be available today. Rats. Let's talk Angels. They do have Carlos Estevez and Matt Moore available. Those two can hang with the Mariners. Not going to sugarcoat it. If Ohtani goes 7 and then it's those two, we're probably going to lose this one, right? However, if the Angels are able to get to Ohtani at all, we're going to see Aaron Loop, Dominic Leone. I have faith there. And like I said, if Ohtani goes 7, more Estevez, we probably lose. But there's an interesting line out. Ohtani is minus 200 to go under 18.5 pitching outs. So he's minus 200 to go 6 innings or less. To put another cherry on top, the model is fucking obsessed with this play. Can you pull a ballpark, pal? I just want to show. When I saw the model, sometimes the model goes crazy. But what I will say is, remember the model yesterday had the Royals as minus 116 favorites? Cash. Look at what it has. Or is it sharing the screen right now? Minus 135 for the Mariners. That's insane. I don't think they should be minus 135, right? I think they should be plus 110. So I saw 25 points worth of value, or 30 points worth of value, excuse me, with the Mariners at plus 140. Let's check what it is on BetMGM right now. Mariners are plus 130. Still seeing value, and the model sees like an insane amount of value. Thoughts on the total in the Mariners game? I don't really have thoughts. Colby and I were talking about it too. You're going to hear a lot of totals in that game from people who are coming on and pitching them. I think this is one of those games. Where it either soars over because like Ohtani hits some bombs or they both come out slow. Like I really don't have any thoughts on the total. Like I'm just riding the Mariners. I'm riding the Mariners money line. What did the Jays just do? I got people cheering in chat. No, the Jays haven't done anything. Jack Flaherty. Welcome to it, Jack Flaherty. Okay. Orioles, man, they might know what they're doing.
Quick home runs because we're
Let's do quick home runs because I already know who my pick is. You see Aaron Judge at 32.5%. Remember when I said Max Muncy, right? Remember when I said Max Muncy? Once we get over the 30%, we take him. Aaron Judge is my home run pick. Can you, because I want to clip this when he does hit a home run. Can you just go back to me for a second? I just want to face the camera and say it. Aaron Judge is going to hit a home run today off Christian Javier. It is going to be a fastball up in the zone that he's going to take to right field in Yankee Stadium. That is happening. It might. That's happening. It's going to be a fastball up, and he's going to hit it into the right field bleachers. All right? Just letting you know. Oh, we got MidMage. MidMager. Talk to me. Haven't seen it in a little bit. How are you?
It's been a while, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm fired up today. Just been fading the Mets all week long. It's been great.
What a dog shit team. I mean, only someone like Producer Cohen could back that team long term. So
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, you gotta be. I mean, Producer Cohen, you gotta be pissed at your dad forever, like turning on Mets games when you were.
I mean, there's a reason he's behind the camera and not on the show. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm right here, baby. I'm right here.
You look good today, Producer Cohen, as always.
As do you when you're in the tank top outside enjoying the weather.
Dude, it's the start of August. It's 72 degrees where I live.
Also, I don't know if
fucking beautiful.
I don't know if you've noticed, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like whenever you're outside, like mid-major Matt in the car donates, mid-major Matt kind of settled down zen outside. I feel hasn't lost a bet on stream.
If you give me a second, I can go back into my car if you want, because I'm coming for your ass, Peter.
I'd like you to win bets.
I'm going to sweep the board today. I have two
I love
plays,
it.
and they're both going to hit. I'm going to go in the green.
Get after it.
I have no doubt about that.
What do we got?
Yeah, so this one's kind of gross. Because everyone and their mom, you are the 17th person I've heard today say that Aaron Judge is going to hit a nuke off of Christian Javier. That's probably going to happen. But one of the biggest issues, as you are well aware, as a shitty New York Yankee fan, I should say, because there are two shitty teams there. I want to be specific.
Okay.
The Yankees cannot hit right-handed pitching. They have been atrocious for quite some time. But one of the things they do the best against right-handed pitching is they work walks. And Christian Javier, he has not done anything well this year, but one thing he has done well is limit the walks. And he has limited runners on base. So I don't think he pitches that well. I know he's not going to pitch deep in the game. Just like Clark Schmidt, he's not going to pitch deep in the game. But Christian Javier is better against right-handed hitters. The Yankees have more right-handed hitters. They only have McKinney, Bowers, and Rortvedt. Is that how you pronounce it?
Rortvedt, yeah.
Only lefties in the lineup. I'm not scared of them. Christian Javier. He found his fastball. His fastball came back, had a little bit more life in his last start. Didn't pitch necessarily well, but he's pitched a quality start, which he hasn't done all year. So I do like that. And I know this is on the road, but Christian Javier, again, he in that short porch that is Yankee Stadium, he doesn't allow a lot of hitters to pull the ball. And the Yankees, something that they do very rarely, outside of Aaron Judge, of course, is pull the ball. So I don't think that short porch is going to be much of a factor today. And if we see 3-3 after 5 innings, I'm feeling pretty good, Peter, because as you know, we have two of the top 5 bullpens in Major League Baseball today. And that's, I think 10 is a lot of runs to score tonight with these two pitchers.
So people are probably pissed at you right now, only because you've got an incredible closing line value. Now it's only at 8.5 at plus 100. Now on BetMGM, you could take it all the way up to.
I just looked at it. It's 155 right now for the line that I currently have.
How would you play it?
If I was to do that, I wouldn't bet 8.5. I would actually take the 7.5 under plus 135. I think I saw the line now. I just wanted to pick up the odds because again, it's long-term game. As you speak to value, it's if I think this game goes over, I don't think it's going to go over by 1 or 2 runs. I think Christian Javier and Schmidt get blown up, and that's probably what's going to happen. But if it goes under, I think it goes under by a decent amount. So I took the 9.5 last night, which is what I liked it, and I was comfortable placing 2 units on it. But right now, I don't want to play the 8.5. I'd rather play the 7.5. Because again,
even at plus 100 for 8.5, that's a good price.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I'm fine taking both. Personally, I would take the 7.5, just because again, even if we see 3-3 after 5 innings, which in your opinion, Peter, which bullpen do you trust more? You trust them both equally, probably. They're pretty fucking fantastic.
I really like both.
Exactly.
And we got Keenan Middleton now. So
you've mentioned that on every single podcast and every single show you've done since you guys acquired Keenan Middleton. So I'm excited to see it.
I hope he gets. No, I'm not preying on his downfall, but I am upset.
Every single show, you throw that jest in there every fucking time, and many times it's kind of slipped by Jack or whomever, but I catch it every time, brother, and I appreciate it. I appreciate how much you hate your team.
I do hate my team. I hate my team. But if they showed any next pick.
Another under. It's middle of August, middle of summer, and people are taking overs. I'll go against the grain. I'm taking the under. I don't know if it's going that much against the grain with Ohtani and Wu though. But I will say is, as you touched on it, this was one of my talking points. The Angels are just in an awful fucking spot. 10 straight road games in 11 days on the road in 3 consecutive series. We're tired. We played a doubleheader in Detroit. Ever since then, we've had a game every game. We've had a game every day since. We played a game yesterday early. It was early, but still, I mean, that time switch, getting adjusted in that amount of time in about a week and a half, coming back now to play in a later game, it's just not going to be easy for our bats. With our bats, though, I do like the matchup against Brian Wu because, again, you talked about it, and when you like the Mariners, because I do lean the Mariners money line, but I don't want to fade Ohtani because I think he pitches an absolute gem. Wu's biggest and only issue is lefties. He just cannot get out lefties. And ever since we acquired Grichuk and Crone, those are 2 righties that go right behind Ohtani. So even if they walk Ohtani 5 times, Grichuk and Crone aren't going to do anything. Wu has been fantastic and phenomenal against right-handed pitchers or right-handed batters all season long. So I don't think he pitches poorly today. And, just looking at those props, I think they're kind of high. And I think they're high in the sense that he pitches well.
Yeah.
To be a plus 140 dog on the road, to not expect to get a quality start or a win, and to still have a 26.5 fantasy score on Prize Picks, tells me he's going to pitch pretty fucking good, Peter.
Yeah.
In my opinion. That tells me he's going to get a lot of strikeouts.
Who are the lefties? Matt Tice?
Matt Tice, and what Moniak's probably not going to play. It's not released because I think we're trying to find a replacement for him.
Rengifo?
Again, he's not the power bat that's going to give Wu problems, in my opinion.
I agree.
So I think Wu pitches a pretty decent game today. And behind them, I do like the Mariners full game because I don't like the Angels bullpen. Even with Moore
and Estevez.
Moore and Estevez, their expected stats are pretty bad, and you know that. They're performing fantastic.
I do
their
like
expected
them,
stats
though.
are bad.
But I do
like the
them.
1-2. I do.
Yeah, because what I was saying when I pitched Mariners money, I'm like, if Ohtani goes 7 and then it's more Estevez,
you don't feel great if you're on the Mariners. Agreed.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is Ohtani is minus 200 to go over or go under 18.5 pitching outs. So that has
I do. That did make sense to me when I was just looking at lines and analyzing that shit too, because he hasn't gone over 18 when he faced the Mariners twice this year. He only went 5 in one start. He went 6 the other. Obviously, he is coming off a complete game, but in every other start, he's gone over 18.5 innings like 3 or 4 times this year out of his 20-something or almost 20 starts. So it does make sense to me. And the Mariners, they actually do work walks well. But again, with Ohtani, with his strikeout potential and these Mariners bats being absolutely fucking awful and just swinging and missing at everything, Peter, I know that's why you're not entirely comfortable with the Mariners because you just want to get past Ohtani. But if you do get past Ohtani, you think you win the game, and I would be on the same page as you. But Ohtani is funny enough. He's Scherzer and who was the other? And Gosman. They opened up at minus money or more of a pick'em odds to go over 18.5 pitching outs and a similar strikeout line on books, BetMGM specifically. And yet Ohtani had the highest fantasy score. And that tells me he's going to absolutely strike out every single one of those Mariners bats today.
My thing is, though, of course I think it's juice. I think they just up it. I don't think it's actually based on math. It's Shohei Ohtani pitching. They're going to make it really high.
Agreed, but also I take it in the fact that he was a minus 150 favorite. Gosman was a minus 200. Scherzer was a minus 280.
True.
So when you factor those in, and he has the highest odds still on fantasy score, it in my brain at least.
That's fair. No, it's more than fair.
It looks a little odd to me, and I think he pitches fantastic. Pair that with the strikeout and whiff percentage that he has with the Mariners bats and how just wild they are. I think we see an absolutely just nothing, a duck fest.
That's
going
what
on
I'm
the
saying.
first 5.
Outdoor Zen Matt. Great pitches.
And last thing I'll give to you is the West Coast, especially in Angels Stadium. On the 6:38 time, we have that sun setting behind the stadium, and you have the pitchers pitching in the sun and the batters hitting in the shade.
Yeah, good luck
seeing
hitting.
That spin rate, you can't see the ball and what it's spinning like. And that sweeper of Ohtani's, I think, is really going to fuck with those Mariners bats today. So I love this play as well.
Good shit. 5 units on the table. Matt's gonna go in the green today. Good shit.
Yeah, I will. When I sweep up, I think I'm gonna be 5th or 6th place. So that's all I'm gonna say. Because I don't think anyone above me is coming on. DJ's not coming on. Anthony, Ben, and Jake's not coming on either. I don't believe.
Yeah, it's just Javon, Gino, and I, and we got Colby too, and we got Gino up next. So MidMage Matt, I'll say goodbye, but good luck. I hope you sweep.
All right, brother.
I want you to get on a heater so bad. It's electric.
All right, brother. Take it easy. See you guys.
I'll talk to you. Who do we got next in the queue? We got Gino. Oh, and he's in a nice studio. Oh, of course, but he can't come on. He's muted.
Why do I have to always make errors?
You look so good. You were so ready to go, and then you're just shouting into a muted mic.
I mean, I'm excited. The homie just not really repped Seattle hard, but kind of said, see, LA is on an LA. The Angels are in a down spot. And I think you're getting Seattle cheap. Again, it's against Ohtani, but you're getting Woo plus, what am I getting him? Plus 140? This doesn't make sense. Woo matches up really well with his Angels. They've been playing a lot of baseball. Fresh in every gambler's mind is the fact that Ohtani is absurd. Like,
he's the greatest.
We haven't talked about that. We haven't talked about this. Is he already past Babe Ruth in your book?
Well, Ohtani is passed Babe Ruth in terms of most talented baseball player ever. But Babe Ruth was not the most talented. But what he did was he became the most talented baseball player to ever play the game. He's not the greatest player to play the game. Like, it's kind of similar. Like, is Aaron Rodgers probably more talented than Tom Brady? But Tom Brady is a greater quarterback than Aaron Rodgers is. That's kind of, even though that's not a great comparison.
No, I get it.
Babe Ruth played against, like us, and Ohtani's played against major leaguers. But the fact that he is one of the fastest players in baseball, he's one of the best hitters in baseball, the best hitter in Major League Baseball this year, and he's a top 10 pitcher. We just never had that. The only comparison is Bullet Rogan in the Negro Leagues, who was a literal rocket ship. This guy, if you have a second, look up Bullet Rogan on Baseball Reference, go through his just stats, 2 ERA.
I was spoiled with Ricky Henderson, so
it's another good one. Talent.
Henderson, so you're right. It's most athletic, most talented, best. The word best is kind of hard to me, it's every era, right? Because
Brad Beal is more talented than Bob Cousy, but he's not greater.
And exactly, and like I'm the oldest person on your show. I'm proud of that, and I'm just playing. But what I like to say is Jerry Rice is the greatest wide receiver to ever play in the NFL. If he played right now, he might not be, but he doesn't play right now.
Exactly.
His stats, his book of business, and all of that.
Like Calvin Johnson is more talented than Jerry Rice, but Jerry Rice is a greater wide receiver.
Yeah, his numbers were just like going to the game. You expected him to put up 100 yards. If he didn't and get a touchdown and a half, you're like, he must be sick.
Yeah.
Like he must have a flu or something. So Ohtani's just, I mean, again, I'm an old man, so I'm just going to tell all of you kids, whatever you need to do when he's in your town, go see him. Ideally, he's pitching, but batting's fine too. I was glad I went down to see him in Miami. So, but let's get people fed. So I don't fade Ohtani a lot. I promise y'all. I don't. I'm not one of those contrarians. You would lose your ass fading him this year.
I faded him against the Tigers. That was my first time fading him this year, and he threw a 9-inning one-hit shutout.
There you go.
so this is my second time now.
Nice reminder not to.
Yeah.
That said, boring old Gino. The number of games the Angels have played as of recent, the fact that Woo is great against their lineup collectively, this is a really good value play on the Mariners. And the man is the greatest. He's the best player by far right now. You just are getting a little bit of value on him having a come down. And just don't forget this. I mean, Pete would know better than me. Even the guys that win the Cy Youngs throw up wins and losses and a lot of no decisions. It's just a really cheap place to get the Mariners. I didn't put it on the card because there was no value, but I also like the Mariners first 5 plus a half. But I saw more value in the 140.
I couldn't agree more. And you're a systems guy. First of all, shout out Don't Fade 86 subbed at a baby. You're a systems guy. I found this system today. I was taking the Mariners anyway, but I found this system today, and I want to tell it to you because I know you're a system guy, and it's going to make you feel really good about the Mariners. So it's a 145 game sample. And this doesn't happen all the time, right? How often does a team traveling across the country face a division rival as a home favorite? It's not like a regular.
Exactly. It's a very thin system.
It's like a 10-year thing.
Yep.
Over 145 game sample. The road dog wins 52% of the time, 17% ROI. You're netting 25 units.
And all you and I need is 39%. and to make this EV positive. So like when you tell me it's 52, this is absurd. And we're getting it because of Ohtani's brand, because of his greatness. It's deserved, but you're getting plus 140 on a system you just told me wins over 50% of the time. That's as good as the system gets. And I'm almost hesitant to say this. We text each other plays, and we don't see eye to eye every day.
Yeah. You were on the Mets. I was on the Royals. Don't mean to like bag on, but
no,
like,
it's okay.
and you've been on winners. I've been on losers. Yeah.
And the other two we aligned on. I'm afraid. I already liked the Mariners. I actually didn't think you would like them, so shout out to you on that.
I love the Mariners.
That's huge. And then our other play, we can grow to that. My play of the day, you were like 2. You only text me 2 team names.
Let's talk. Yeah, let's talk first 5 over in Minnesota, St. Louis before you get into.
Yeah, absolutely. So every microsystem I have is pointing to St. Louis batters on their overs. Their overs on RBIs, they're over on 1.5 bases. I don't like the over a half a base. I think it's a little over juiced. I don't know if I've told you guys that. If you want to just put me into a bucket, I like the over 1.5 bases better. You get usually better value. People see that as a lot harder to get. Not hits, by the way. Don't mix up the two. And so matchup wise, I have this St. Louis team matching up really well with Minnesota's pitcher. And the over 5 was right there. The reverse line movement, I only now get that. I used to get that every other day. I think I introduced too many people to it. I don't get it often. These books are getting sharp. Speaking of, dude, 2 books went down this week. I don't know if we want to talk about that. I think guys like Petey are closing books now. I don't know if you heard that news. Why do I tell you guys that? And I want to be serious because I want to educate y'all. This industry has changed more in the last 3 years than it has in the last 30. And I'm just telling you why that matters. Because there's so much transparency. They're feeding you their exposure. They're feeding you their data on a silver platter. You just have to take the time to look for it. And this over is sticking, even though it shouldn't be. They're exposed on the under, and they don't care. I love that. Then I look deeper at each individual batter, and I say, damn, some of these aren't big enough to bet. I need 5% EV, but 1%, 2%, 3%, all in the right direction. Every hitter for the St. Louis. Now I really like this over. And then I see the fact the line stuck where it was open, money movement, distribution. And this became my second favorite play of the day. And I don't like giving up 110. So I have this is more likely to win than Seattle, but Seattle's plus 140.
Let's get to the 1.5 unit play. Cubs.
The Cubbies. This team has made me, I think I've said this to you a couple times. I don't know what it is. I am just riding this team at the perfect time. I bet
You're a
against them at
whisperer.
the perfect time.
I'm the same thing with the Royals right now. I just keep riding them and they keep winning. And like
you told me
sometimes
that
you
too.
get on that.
You literally said I've been betting them all series. I'm not getting off. And I was like, because my biggest play yesterday was the Yankees. And everyone said, why would you bet the Yankees? I said, dude, this is a 1.5 unit play. I don't run away from these. I get that they're throwing in the towel, but my systems don't care about emotional stuff like that. They just don't. They look past them. And these Cubs have been printing for me. I don't know what it is. And it's been perfect. Like I've been on them first 5 when they're up by 1 or 2 and then they lose the game. I was on them in the game yesterday. I want to say they came back and scored a bunch late. I wrote that one off. I had them on team total. So I don't know what it is. The Cubs have been feeding me. And this first 5, I had it as should be minus 140. So I got 15 points of value. That's where it climbs the ranks. So I don't know, man. You know better than me. What's up with these Cubs? Why is their offense so potent? Like what?
Everyone's just clicking at the right time.
Okay.
Everyone. And it's sometimes in baseball, and that's why it's the best sport in the world, because you cannot quantify hot.
That's true. And cold.
And cold. You can't, like, the Twins right now, I feel like are ice cold.
Yep.
I think the Royals are hot. I think the Cubs are just hot. Like, I swear to you, Gino, I was almost close to betting the under in Cubs Reds yesterday. 20-9 win. No way they do it again, right? Not only the Cubs scored 20, they scored 9, and you're hanging at 10.5. what was the final score? 16 to whatever.
And
Like,
they came in late.
It doesn't
I almost
matter.
wrote that off as an L.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
they came back late. And like today, there's another 10.5 line with Weaver and Tyone. Tyone has pitched a lot better, but he's still never. This game again might end like 10-7. And it's just, this is what's happening sometimes in the dog days where it's like these teams just go on runs and it's like.
And guys, for asking, I see the comment, what about the over? I like the over. I just don't like it as much. So guys, I look at every game and I try and find the best bet in that game. And then I skip some games. But I do lean over on this game. I saw more tickets coming on the over. I think I've told you guys this. I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but I just want to beat things into your head. People don't believe this, but this is true. And catch yourself and pull yourself back from this. The public gets slaughtered betting against win streaks. They're very much of what goes up must come down. And they want to guess it right. I called it. I knew that win streak was ending. And they keep, because you don't want to get on it late, right? You don't want to start hammering at the 11th, 12th, 13th. So I'm just telling you, to Pete's point, my natural intuition is after someone puts up a gang of points, I want to get the under. I leaned over here again. Didn't want to bet it though. You don't want to have your D in your hand, and when you miss the 2 overs and then you bet the over on the third game and it's 3-0 Cubs. I think the Cubs are going to put up runs. I think they're going to put up runs quick here. That's why I have them on the first 5. And for all you guys out there that are math dudes, you get less on the money line when you give up that spread in the first 5. It's dangerous though. It's a very dangerous bet. I tell people all the time, don't blindly bet favorites -0.5. It's a losing system. It's better to blindly bet the dog +0.5. But this is an instance where I see the Cubs putting up early runs.
Fair enough. And I'm excited for your team to play.
And this one is this is the sharpest play of the day. This is actually the closest to that under we all gave out. Like 3 of us made money on that under 2 or 3 days ago.
No, it was that it ended the Brewers-Nats under.
Brewers-Nats.
Yeah. I was on both halves. You were on the under. I think Ollie was on the
under.
Under
8.5, under 8. I think on the nose, I said I have this as 8, and it ended at 8 on the nose. This is as close. Again, guys, I'm so hesitant to get excited and warm up to this because I know you guys are going to say, yeah, that's 2 units out of 0. Like I can bet 10x. This is a 2-unit play. I'm twice as confident on this of Seattle from a math and ROI perspective. I do not think, because you're not going to hear me say this often, but I say it, +120, and I think the wrong team's the favorite. I usually say that in the 110 range. It's not every day I say a +120, and that's when you see boring old Uncle Gino go 2 units. Because this is the biggest you'll see. You'll see me maybe throw up a 2.5 on WNBA and stuff when they're just wrong. But that's
degenerate Gino coming in.
I'm sorry.
They're wrong in the WNBA. That's crazy. I love it.
That was my best sport
That's
last year. I'm embarrassed. I can't even name it. I'm embarrassed to say it. But the line distribution, they give it away. But this one, guys, you hear me say it a lot in the +105. When I had the Yankees +105, and I'm like, bet them, guys. It's the wrong team favorite. That's okay. That's just they don't want exposure. I don't say it often at +120. I think the Cardinals are going to kick their ass. I almost did a Cardinals -1.5 on this, but now that I've got myself up on the stage, I don't want to get greedy. I'm okay just being top 3 so I could take a screenshot of it and show him Uncle Gino still knows his stuff. But this is priced wrong. I don't know why it's priced wrong, but I do know the money.
It's priced wrong, in my opinion, because Sonny Gray is a 3.37 ERA. We talk about the fact that who does the public think is the way better team? The Twins. And the Twins are a better team. They won the first game. Cardinals won 7-3 yesterday. Everyone's expecting Twins to bounce back. As soon as I saw this line, Gino, I'm like, remember how we say there's not really traps in baseball?
Yeah.
I said this is a trap. The Twins are a trap. And I could lose. I looked at that instantly and said,
Pete could move my lines and odds. So just so you guys know, I place my bets before he texts me, and I'm sending him an outdated screenshot. So I'm not gonna lie, brother. When you text me Seattle, St. Louis, I was like, oh shit, those are my 1 and 2 from a team money line perspective.
Yeah.
I'm 40 years old, Richie Parlay. This is, if you want to stay looking young, you got to drink a lot of seltzers and you got to gamble a lot. But no, like, guys, I don't want you over betting it. This is something I feel very responsible about because I do get people, even though I think they're pieces of shit, DMing me and crying on every loss. But please lose what I'm recommending you lose if I lose. don't lose 20 units. Like, this is a 2-unit play.
Exactly.
There's a lot of value here. The wrong team is favored. I love everything about this game, but there's a chance it loses.
Of
and
course.
It's, in the 45% range, and you don't want 20% of what you can afford to lose out there. It's just, it doesn't make sense.
Couldn't agree more. Gino, thanks for coming on. We'll move on to Colby, but delivering the people winners. And it is funny, though, because if Mariners and Cardinals both lose, like, you and I are going up the standings together today. Like, if we lose, we're losing or down. Or climbing.
We're taking back over the standings that should be ours.
I like that. Where's
That's
Siobhan?
what I see. That's what I see happening.
All right, my friend. Appreciate you again.
Brothers.
We'll talk to you soon.
All love, homies.
All right, we got Colby Olson. Ladies and gentlemen, talk about a heater. Colby Olson here. 3-0, then a 1-0 in one day. Just saying. I'm really excited to hear what you got today.
Yeah, I mean, let's go right into it. Cubs -1.5 at +115, and kind of riding on the coattails of what Gino was just talking about. I mean, his system absolutely loves it, so I'm excited to give kind of like the baseball reasons why I'm behind it here. But this one felt to me a lot like the Yankees did yesterday, where everything's kind of aligning for the Cubs. And yesterday, the reason I was on the Yankees, I was like, wow, the Yankees crushed lefties. Everybody thinks they're a bad team, but they do crush lefties. McClanahan was bad. This is kind of a similar spot for the Cubs, where they have absolutely been banging against right-handed pitching, Pete. A 115 WRC plus since June 1st against righties, and a 326 xWOBA last month against righties is, above average. And they're not facing a good right-handed pitcher. They're facing Luke Weaver, who actually is one of the worst right-handed pitchers in baseball. Last 10 starts for Weaver, an 8.29 ERA and a 6.89 FIP to go along with that. He's striking out 12% of batters over that span, walking 10%. He's finding it very difficult to find outs. And I think this Cubs lineup right now is going to absolutely steamroll him early. And the reason I went with -1.5 instead of first 5 is I just really like that +115 number. And I think that the Cubs are going to have no problem blowing out the Reds today. But then just quickly, I know the Cubs offense is so good. I do want to talk about Jameson Taillon, because he's actually been pretty impressive the last month, Pete. 2.69 ERA, a 3.44 FIP last month is pretty dang good. And Cincy has also really struggled against right-handed pitching. A 91 WRC plus and a 294 xWOBA.
They're really falling.
They've really fallen off against right-handed pitching, which is surprising. Like, you don't often find teams that have an xWOBA against a handedness over a month below 300. And like, when I find that, you can really attack matchups that way. So that, like I said, this is one of those where everything looks right to me from a matchup perspective in this game for the Cubs to absolutely destroy. And
it's a good number too at +115. Just on BetMGM right now, because the only reason I didn't ask Gino is like, that's what were most of the lines. Cubs are still +115, so you can still get that number. I think it's a great number.
Yeah,
because I think, you know what I kind of think? I think the Reds either destroy Taillon and bounce completely out of it and win, or the Cubs just roll them over. So I wouldn't go Cubs money line is what I'm saying. I think the Reds either just snap out of it or the Cubs steamroll them. Kind of like that.
I mean, I have no problem taking first 5 -1/2. Like, it was I know Arm's on that as well. There's 3 of us on this play, so there's clearly something here where this is a really good play. Taillon, I did look into it and why he's been performing well. Throwing the fastball a little bit less, and the secondaries have been unbelievable, Pete. All of his secondaries have a WOBA and xWOBA under 200 the last month. Like, every secondary is just not getting hit at all. Fastball gets hit a little bit, but it doesn't even matter because his secondaries have been so good. So that was something to key in on. I have one more play.
Let's get after it.
I know mid-major Matt has a 3-unit bomb ski on this guy. I am not as confident as he is in this play. I actually only am putting a unit on this one. I usually am a bet to win a unit better. So I would usually have 1.3, but there was just something about this one where I was like, I'm just going to put a unit on it. There's a lot of juice on it. But yeah, Brian Wu versus Ohtani. This is like the primetime pitching matchup of the night. And Wu, outside of his last outing where he struck out 0 over 5 innings, which is just bizarre, especially against, I think it was the Brewers, Really, really weird. Before that start, 29% K rate over his other starts, a 7% walk rate. 35% hard hit rate is below average. And then he faced the Angels once already this year. That was actually his second career start. Struck out 7 over 4 2/3. Gave up 2 runs over that outing. So I think he's set up to perform well today. The Angels do not. They're a team that likes to strike out, and Brian Wu can definitely get a bunch of Ks in this one. It wouldn't surprise me if he gave up like a bomb to Ohtani. That's probably how the only run scores in this game is like a 2-run shot to Ohtani. But I still think Ohtani is going to do enough in this one to keep the Mariners lineup at bay. Both of these offenses, the Angels and the Mariners, have an xWOB of 306 against righties the last month, which isn't very good. I know that the Angels have been very hot against right-handed pitching overall. Like if you look at WRC plus, a 121 WRC plus since June 1st, ranks 3rd in baseball against right-handers.
It's been slowing down though. In July, 109. Like it's going this way, not this way. Yeah,
that's what I was going to get to. Only a 306 xWOBA is like 22nd in baseball over that since July. So like definitely cooling off there, which is kind of why I think I'm catching them at the right time. And both of these teams, I think I'm catching at the right time. But yeah, I think Ohtani's set up to perform as well as he did last outing. I'm not like every outing is different. I think he can actually just build on last outing. I don't think he's going to be tired. I think he can really build on it and may have found something. So I really like this play. I love that mid-major Matt is all over it as well. But yeah, this was one that came to me first thing this morning. And then I found the Cubs later. But yeah, let's get it.
So we don't have anybody in queue right now. So I just kind of want to take this time to ask you, like, because Gino, I love asking Gino, like, he's such a master of the market. Right? Like he'll be like, I don't even know who's pitching, but this is a market play and it hits. You're on the flip side where you can uncover any number possible. You were talking about xWOBA in this amount of time. Like it's very easy to go to Splits leaderboard on Fangraphs, find WRC plus, kind of show people how you're finding the quality of contact numbers too, because just because a team has a good WRC plus in this band could be due to regress based on what you're saying. So if you could just kind of unpack that for anybody listening.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got to give a shout out to John Lagaza, it might be, MLB Moving Averages. He has a pretty big Twitter following. He does some betting content, some fantasy content, and he has a kind of like a cheat sheet that he updates daily with literally all of these numbers, all of these xWOBA numbers versus handedness. He does a starting pitcher matchup sheet every day where like you can see up and down, like Ohtani versus Wu. How are they doing?
Well, what are you going to do? At least we're not on StreamYard. Remember when the whole stream would just shut down? We'd have to redo a stream. Streamlabs. StreamYard is GOAT. Streamlabs, not so much. Also, let me just, while Colby is freezing, let me text Aram. Let me text Javon too. Javon's got plays. Elon got him. In the meantime, all right. Well, Colby, if you're in chat, just drop that Twitter link so people can follow that guy. Let's go with just home run odds while we're waiting, because I saw somebody was like, all right, so here are the home run odds, and as you guys know, like only occasionally do we see guys above like the 30-ish% mark. Judge is up here. He's not normally over 30%. Like producer Cohen, we look at this every day. When you saw that Aaron Judge was above 30%, you were like, oh shit, because we look at it every day. So Aaron Judge is my home run pick. I already even stared into the camera and said how he's going to do it. I'll just say it again. He's going to hit one off Christian Javier. It's going to be a high fastball that he's going to hit into the right field bleachers. That's what's going to happen. Other guys that I find very interesting. How about Cal Raleigh and Eugenio Suarez up here? They're never up here. Cal Raleigh occasionally will be on this board, but I've never seen either of them that high. Yeah, but he's been kind of up here. And the last time we took Muncy where it hit, he was above 30%. So 26, yeah, he's always close. O'Hearn's just been up here. He's not weird anymore. Mookie, same thing. Stanton, same thing. Jordan, Anthony Santander, Jake Bowers is interesting, but we've seen him up here before, and it hasn't hit anything. Nobody else is weird. It's not often I see Dansby up here. You could take a swing at Dansby, but again, guys, a lot of Mariners. Like teams that only have teams where they have 4 home run guys up, it's normally limited to just the Dodgers or like the Orioles, like the best offenses in baseball. It's normally kind of the only time you're going to see them. So he's been hot as fuck though lately. Swanson. Yeah, Swanson is not a bad play. I'm going to go with Judge though. Let me just go to BetMGM. I want to see his home run odds. Watch be like minus 130. Let's go. Let's see here. All wagers. Blue Jays dropped another one to the Orioles again, huh? I guess it's not over, but. So Aaron Judge hit 3+ home runs today. Is plus 600. Nah, but Judge is my home run pick. And how about a guy who might be looking at the Yankees today? What's up, Milkman? Number 1 leaderboard, but not for long.
Yeah, gotta lock some people on my tails like yourself. So hoping to make sure.
Gino too. Don't sleep on Gino.
Yeah, can't sleep on anybody. It could change tonight. God knows how. But hoping it doesn't, because we're going with the Yankees in quite a few different fashions today.
Let's talk.
Yeah. So first in this game, Christian Javier, main target here. He's a guy who I've been targeting a lot of this season for a multitude of reasons. And after watching him and his recent starts, there's a couple of things that definitely signal some alarms. And just the stuff's not there. The control's not there. The command of the strike zone really isn't there in any form or fashion, with whether it's just the off speed or whether it's the fastball or the sinker. So against this Yankees lineup today, I think he has a really good shot to have a disastrous outing. I'm looking at just the overall look of the game. Me personally, I'm a huge Astros stock investor because I do think that come the next month or so, they're going to take a hold of that division race, and I think they're going to do great things in the playoffs as well, of course. But today, we see a team who's starting to get going again, it seems like. They're 1 game removed, I guess, from the no-hitter by Framber. And you see this game at a pick'em against the Yankees team who, yeah, they had a great win yesterday against Shane McClanahan, but other than that, they've been largely dead, of course, for a majority of the season. Judge today, I think, has a massive game. I think a lot of this lineup does against Christian Javier and Clark Schmidt outside of, the big two. You talk about Jordan, you talk about Kyle Tucker. His big struggles have been against lefties. And other than those two, which not to diminish the value of those two, but a majority of this Astros lineup, I do like his matchup against. So I'm going with the Yankees. I think it's a little strange. This game is kind of sitting at a pick'em and hasn't really moved from there. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw this tick back towards the Yankees a little bit. We get a couple of minutes closer to game time, but rolling with them as a straight up on the first one.
What do you think about Schmidt? Because he does have those reverse split issues.
He does have the reverse split issues, but I'm kind of intrigued by what I've seen from,
Me too.
I guess, what is it, a sweeper?
He's been the Yankees' second best pitcher outside of Cole.
I know. He's actually been like this. The splits have gotten a little less drastic, but I mean, they're still there. But like everything that I've seen from him is given me a little hope, which I mean, as a Rays fan, I don't really want hope for Clark Schmidt, but tonight I kind of do. And the off speed is looked surprisingly good lately. So like, I think he's going to have a decent outing today. Fair
enough. I like it. But we also got Yankees to score first. Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, this is a simple pitch. So to put people onto the system, which hopefully doesn't die tonight, not shooting 100%, but on certain books that are not to be named, I go and I see a prop for someone to give up the first earned run of the game. Usually when you get to the point where the road pitcher is favored to give up the first run of the game, that's when you're touching like minus 160-ish as a favorite, that or more. And today, Christian Javier is minus 120 to give up the first earned run of the game. The game's at a pick'em. When there's a game closer to a pick'em, really, I look at like minus 130 or lower. and the road team or road pitcher is favored, that sounds the alarm a lot. So I've been playing those kind of in secret. And today, when I'm already on the Yankees, I'm playing this for a little half unit on top of that. I think it's a Judge home run in the first inning.
I agree. I've Judge taken Christian Javier outside fastball. It's going to be up. He's going to hit into the right field bleachers in the first inning.
I would love nothing more because look at my first leg of this Prize Picks entry. It is Aaron Judge over 8.5 fantasy score, which, to be honest with you, I have them in a couple different entries, and I changed around what I put in for him. I went fantasy score because what I've been talking about with Javier, I've been targeting his lack of command for the strike zone. Go back to that start against the A's. He had, I think, 6 walks. So overall, like I'm very scared they won't pitch to him. But when I look at everything, like his home run line is plus 165 on books. Like, and we talked about this. I was talking about it with Trent the other day. I'm sure you can find better prices, but plus 155 was the time of his first home run. Then he came back and we looked at that and we were like, oh, that's crazy. Like, he's certainly going yard. Didn't even think about it. Wake up the next day and we see it. Kind of the same today. And then you look at all of his other props on Prize Picks. He's got a super juicy total bases. He's up for 2.5 hits, runs, and RBI. He has an RBI square, which those have been all that telling this year. So that combined with the fact that I really like the matchup for a lot of the lineup, but especially himself, I'm going with him. Other one is Cody Bellinger over a run, another matchup that I really like against Luke Weaver.
Before you get into Bellinger, are you kind of telling me the Yankees might win the World Series? Just the way you're talking right now?
No, absolutely.
Wait, what?
Let's hold off.
All right, fine. Let's talk Bellinger.
Just
you got me hyped up for a second.
Yeah, just today. Relax.
Fair.
Just then, maybe I don't know what the vibes are going to be when we're there in 2 days, but we'll see. But yeah, Cody Bellinger over half a run, really targeting another really good matchup against Luke Weaver, who, like, this series has lent itself to a ridiculous amount of offense. I know that there's been a wind blowing out, I guess, for 2 of the 3 games of the series, so that helps. But you know what else helps? A guy like Luke Weaver on the mound who has consistently sucked for this team, and he has a severe home run issue. So if there is, this little slight hitters environment that we got going in Wrigley Field today, I think he's going to be a big guy to take advantage of it. He's also got slight BVP on his side, 2 home runs, and I think just short of 11 at bats. So I love the matchup. You want to target a lefty home run hitter against Luke Weaver, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And I think there's going to be plenty of runs in this game. So I like the run scoring opportunity for a lot of that lineup. So I think that's the first one. And I think I put 2 in here.
Yes, you did.
I did. So, I don't need to spend too much time talking about Christian Javier. I'm fading him with the rest of that lineup. I think that fantasy score is pretty low for a reason. But the second one, going back to one of my goats, hoping he's in the lineup. That was like the questionable part of this. But Josh Rojas, 0 for his last 15, up for half a base against Shohei Ohtani. I bet. But it is the one, weirdly, the one spot where Josh Rojas has found any kind of success this season, because he's been terrible. And that's the reason why he didn't get much playing time on the young D-backs, and they traded him and offloaded him. But the righty velocity, which was not the thing that we saw all of last year, which made him so good. It was a lot of sinkers. It was a lot of that, a lot of off speed, a lot of slower stuff. He's been terrible this year, but against velocity from the right-handed side, for whatever reason, he's found a little bit of success. So I'm leaning into that a little bit, as well as just the fact that it's up and it's super, super weird. So I'm hoping he plays today.
Great pitches per usual. I got nothing for you. I wish it'd be like, well, what about this? What about that? What am I going to say? The one question for you is just from chat, because MidMager Matt has a big play on the under in the game. Do you have any thoughts on the total, just for anyone trying to play anything? I know it's not your
You're talking the Yankees game?
Yeah, Yankees. I assume that's what he's talking about.
Hey, look, Clark Schmidt masterclass, 100%. I don't have the stones to take the under just because I'm targeting Christian Javier so heavily, but I'd be lying to you if I thought it was going to be a complete onslaught from the Yankees, like top to bottom. Like, I love the matchups, but I think it's going to be like Judge at the beginning of the game is going to have a big bang. Then you're going to see, somebody with a multi-RBI hit. Maybe it's Judge again from like the middle of that lineup. It's just, I think Javier is going to he's going to be gradually like nipped on. Like, I think you're going to see him walk a couple of guys. His walk line has gone up from 1.5 to 2.5, rightfully so. And then it's just going to be a couple big multi-RBI hits. So if Clark Schmidt's good, which I think he kind of will be, I don't hate that under at all.
Good shit. Appreciate you, my man. Normally, like, I kind of want you to lose some bets so I can gain you in the standings, but I would love to see my Yankees win. And I do root for you, obviously. So I'd like to
I made it specifically.
It's good for stream.
Root against me.
I can't. I literally can't. Good shit, man. Tough one with the Reds yesterday, but you're in first for a reason. Everyone's going to lose bets. Shit happens. Keep killing it. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Yep, appreciate it.
Arm Layton has been bouncing in and out of queue because I think he's having internet problems right now. Who's riding with the Angels first 5 under 5? First time chat from I Bought Some. What's going on? How are you? How's everybody doing? I feel like there have been some surgical ass pitches on stream today. Has there not been? Can I get some feedback on that? They might not hit because it's gambling, but just the bets sound great today. Am I wrong or am I wrong or am I right? What's up, Peter? Been following you for 2 years. I bought some. What's going on? No one's gonna let me know if those pitches were surgical. Come on, Cohen. Didn't they? Oh wait, you know what? It might be time for. I would like to do it now. While waiting for Arm. Producer Cohen. 0-3 asterisks 1-2.
1-2, really. Thanks.
The A's were close.
The A's were close. Yeah, so technically we're down 2 units. I don't give myself that third unit. We got Arm now. Do you want to go to him?
Is he okay?
All right, whatever. I'll go. He's taking a minute. He's gonna be like in and out like this. He's lagging. All right, we'll be quick because we'll make this too. Yeah, this is just a sharp by me. Just Astros money line. There's just too much Yankee talk when we we were just so like before like right at the trade like, oh, my team sucks, like I hate the Yankees, like the Mets, like, and now everyone's like, oh, Yankees are gonna win today. Like the whole chat's on the Yankees. Like no, like, and what happened to the Astros? I thought that they were good, right?
They are very good.
So like, I mean, why do we just all of a sudden get to love the Yankees? Like, I don't get it. So I see this line at -110. I'm going to jump on it. And you know what? While we're here, we'll take -1.5 also, plus 145. So, like, you got 2 units from me today. I mean, I listened to all these kids talk about Christian Javier. He's still a pitcher in the MLB.
He is a pitcher.
Like, Aaron Judge, sure, he can have the home run. But, like, come on, guys. Like, what are we doing? If chat really wants to take the Yankees, take the Yankees. Have fun taking this shit-ass team. But, like, you know what? Pete, you were saying before, you're going to take this Astros bet in spite of me taking the Royals against the Mets. Maybe. But, like, also, like, come on, guys. It's the Astros. They're probably going to win the World Series. Yankees, like, it's the same thing. Like, Yankees are going to get like a little bit of run. It's like, oh, well, maybe we're actually going to be fine and win the World Series. 28, like, right? 28, bro. No, it's the Astros today. Fuck the Yankees. I'm out.
That was just electric. And it honestly, like, they might win. Like, we're talking about the Yankees. Who owns the Yankees in Major League Baseball? The Houston Astros. They own us. Arm Layton. Anything on Astros Yankees? We got sharps on the Yanks. We got maybe a sharper guy in producer Cohen going Astros money line for a unit, then -1.5 as a spike bet, but could be sharp.
I'm waiting for the next like mystery Yankee like IL issue now. Like we got a 2-month-old concussion. We got whatever is going on with Domingo Germán. I'm not touching the Yankees with a 10-foot pole. I'm not right now. No way.
Did you see that? What they did, like Rizzo, and people are saying, well, maybe Rizzo didn't point it out. Like it's on the medical staff.
Yeah,
to
what
find
do you
something.
mean you didn't point it out? He got hit. His bell was rung. He was like shaking. He was wobbly. That's their job to figure that out. Yeah, that's crazy stuff.
So what do we got today for the people?
Okay, well, a couple interesting plays. I think the board was unique today, and I think when the board's unique, there's money to be made. A lot of cowards, I think, in this competition today that just did not want to touch the board. But that's the trend here. That's what we've seen. I like Cubs first 5 in this game against Cincinnati. I know Jameson Tyon's been this like auto fade, and I know that at Wrigley, weather's kind of conducive to some runs. I know that the ballpark pal model likes more runs in this game, but you got Luke Weaver on the other side, and the Reds, man. This is capitalizing on the Reds starting to fall apart. I think this is one of the last couple games where we're going to be able to really cash in, I think, on the Reds. I think they're going to start being really heavy underdogs moving forward. Luke Weaver, fly ball pitcher at Wrigley, ball's going to carry. Tyone's starting to finally adjust to pitching at Wrigley. His last handful of starts have been good, both at home and on the road. I think Luke Weaver gets beat up, and I think the Reds offense is just going to stall out a little bit against a guy that has a little bit of momentum in Jamison Tyone. I think that they're going to edge him out through the first 5. I think they win the game outright, but I liked the advantage in the first 5.
Good stuff. No, I know Gino's on this. Colby's on full game, Cubs -1.5, and you and Colby are on each other's tails.
I know. I hope the Cubs win the first 5 and then blow it in the back half then.
All right, let's get to play number 2.
Play number 2 is one that I got to give you partial credit for because you kind of sent me down the Libby rabbit hole. And, kind of looking at the matchup here between the Twins and the Cardinals, you got a left-handed pitcher in Libby who, you look on the surface, he's been pretty brutal. But I feel like you pointed out, too, he's second worst offense in Major League Baseball, the Twins, against left-handed pitching. Libby, I think he can give us 5 innings of 2-run ball. Even 5 innings of 3-run ball. We've got a shot. The Cardinals bullpen, even depleted to a degree, is still fine enough to hold it down. On the other side, the Twins are a frustrating team, but Sonny Gray has been throwing well. I think Sonny Gray against a Cardinals team that, I think is starting to really realize that this season's kind of lost. They're not really doing much on the offensive side of things. Twins need these games. They're looking to Sonny Gray to, I think, put together a really quality start. I thought 9 was high. I thought this one should be at 8. I think it's high because of Libby. But Libby's not going to be in there long enough, I think, to give up more than a few runs. And I think 9 is just way too high. So Sonny Gray does his part. Liberatore just has to be half decent. And at 9 runs, I think we've got a nice cushion here and a lot to work with.
Here's what I will say. And maybe I'm biased because I'm on the Cardinals. I think Cardinals bats get to Sonny Gray.
Ooh.
I think that's where you might be in trouble. I agree. Like we were talking, right? And I didn't know you took the under, but like you and I were talking about Libby because obviously you're my minor league guy. And it's like, oh, I've talked to my prospect guys. It's Arm. I talked to Arm. And so we were kind of going through stuff. And I was like, I think he could be effective today. But I was like, okay, Sonny Gray's starting to kind of show his true colors here. He's got a problem against lefties. Like people are like, oh, Arenado's not in the lineup. I was like, I don't care. It's about the Gormans of the world. It's about the like Alec Burlesons of the world. It's about the Tommy. Like I think the lefties actually do a lot of damage today. And the Twins. What have we been talking about all year with Rocco Baldelli? If the Twins are down at all, they just throw no names because they're like, we're done. Like, I don't know. Rocco Baldelli, like, I think he might be the worst manager of Major League Baseball. Like, the Twins are way better. Their roster is way better. I think, like, he's the problem. Like, we talked about
I think the roster is great.
The roster is great, but they're like 53. And, like, Ollie Marmol, the Cardinals roster is way better. I think it's, like, somewhat on the manager because these guys have just been blowing games all year. So if the Cardinals are up, the Twins might just blow it because they might throw, like, Balasevic and like,
no, it's Dylan Floro time, bro, and he's giving us 2 shutty. I'm with you. I'm a little worried about that, but no Brendan Donovan. I think the lineup's just kind of discombobulated a little bit, and I think this is a Sonny Gray gut check start. But let's see. Hopefully, big X factor is Libby holding up his end of the bargain, and I think that'll more be the Twins swinging over left-handed curveballs left and right. I bet you Libby throws more curveballs than fastballs in this one.
I agree. I think he actually pitches well. And I think like Sonny Gray might pitch well. And what I'm hoping for, let's get a 4-2 Cardinals win.
Love that. Let's do it.
We got one other pick though, don't we?
That's it. That's all I got today, baby.
Oh, Big Whale Balls. Just nuked
the he's over. Back.
Oh, Big Whale Balls is back. Big Whale Balls. Aram said post your ticket of fade and he'll
send the slip. Send the slip, Big Whale Balls. Send them. Send them. You got me screaming that in public.
Literally,
send the slip.
Send the slip.
You got a rebate from me. You got a mail-in rebate.
He said he sent it to you on Twitter. Can you confirm or you're on
your
phone?
Shit.
Yeah.
You didn't send shit. Send it in.
Big
You'll get the rebate if that doesn't hit. All right.
Big Whale Balls. I mean, Aram, great stuff. We gotta have a conversation with Big Whale Balls. We'll talk to him later, all right? Appreciate you, my friend.
All right,
enjoy your time at the lake. All right. Big Whale Balls. I have no dog in this fight. But if you're saying you're fading, you better post a slip and then you go head to head, then it's fun, right? No love lost. I always respect people like that. I was on TikTok Live the other day. Some guy's like, I faded you. I was like, perfect. Drop the slip. We'll go head to head. Never got a slip. The bigger rivalry of the Yankees Red Sox is big whale balls against Arm Layton. I did send the slip to his Twitter. LMAO. I'll show you. Send me it. And I'll show the 8.5 over. Bang. We just got to see it. We got to see it. I haven't seen it. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Remember to drop that Pikkit link, Producer Cone. We are brought to you by Pikkit. And remember, if you want to play any of Javon's prize picks and you're new to prize picks, use promo code JustBaseball. But Cohen's sell job was great. It was absolutely fantastic. Remember, sync your sportsbook using code Peter. Do it. All right. Love y'all. Back tomorrow, of course. Peter got the nuts to take the A's with me. Tucker, like, I do want to. But they're so bad. And they suck against lefties. I mean, they suck against righties too. It doesn't matter. But I fully endorse. I'm rooting for you so bad, Tucker, because I think they might win. It's going to be a good one. Folks, again, peace out. Talk to y'all soon. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Remember, I'm on the Cardinals money line and I'm on the Mariners money line. It's not gambling advice, though. Peace out, everybody.